Hello. How are
Hey,
you
how's it
guys?
going?
I have men joining me today. So far, no women. Is that because you guys like tech more? I don't want to generalize.
It is possible.
It is possible. Awesome. Well, I'm glad you guys are here. We'll see if more people join us, of course. All
Happy
right.
Friday,
All
Happy
right.
Friday the 13th.
Oh, yes. Yes. Happy
Second,
Friday the
second one
13th.
in a row.
Yeah. Yeah. That doesn't happen often. Awesome. I used to always say it was a lucky day for me. 13 is, well, 3 and then 13 are my two lucky numbers. So
Hmm. How was your,
awesome.
I hope your daughter had a nice birthday.
Yes, thank you. It was so nice to go out to one of our favorite restaurants, three of us. And yeah, they live 10 minutes away and yet we don't see each other often. So it was nice to get together for dinner and like talk nonstop for a couple hours. So thank you for asking. All
Mm-hmm.
right, so I want to get us started because this is a 1 hour kind of overview because I think between the combination of people here, we're going to have different levels of uh, comfort, we'll call it, with the app. So we'll just keep this kind of informal and conversational because obviously I want to make sure everybody certainly knows at least the basics at this point today. So first of all, I just want to make sure, does everybody have the Chrome extension? So let's start at the very beginning. Hey, Ken.
Howdy.
So has everybody installed it? Peter, right now. You have it? Yeah. Ken, do you have it installed? Nina, do you have it installed?
The selling on the spot Chrome extension?
Yes. So the one called the Global Nexus? Okay, perfect. Yeah. Want to make sure everybody at least has it installed. Yeah, Nina, you said yes. Okay, perfect. Yeah, just in case I put it in the link again. So Um, okay, so I'm going to start with a bit of an overview, whether you've heard it before or not, just to remind everybody. First of all, I'm not the owner of it. I've white labeled it. And for selling on the spot, for my brand, we call it the Global Nexus. The parent company is My Most Trusted. So, especially if you want to connect with Scott Cundill, the founder and CEO, I can certainly connect you guys because, of course, he's insanely well connected. Number one in his company, for sure. I'm number six, though. I'm not far behind in the entire organization. And but I also want to preface that with saying, so therefore, I don't own the tech. So when there are glitches and when there are errors, I can pass on the message. I cannot fix them. I do not own the company, nor am I a computer engineer. So I also say that because sometimes people will ask me something really techy, and I'm like, well, that's not my area of genius. I'm not the actual programmer behind it. I know who is, but there can be glitches. The next preface I want to say is they just launched the 2.0 version 2 days ago. There are bugs in the system. So we're deliberately reporting anything that isn't working. I messaged Scott and his team, Cherie and Gemma, literally minutes ago earlier today, because of course I was testing it before meeting you guys here. So please give it some grace, give it some patience. It's like any other tech, sometimes it doesn't want to work. And it has so many features that it's only like one or two features that currently right now are glitchy. The other 20 or so are working. So we have more than enough that we can be doing with it. Okay. Next, I'm going to give you another link. This one here. Now, this link, just so that you could read the list, Global Nexus Premium. So each of you here have the premium version, the access through me, through selling on the spot, because you are all in the professional level of membership. Now, the link I just gave, though, is a little bit out of date because till 2 days ago, that was what's included as the features in the Global Nexus. Now it actually has more features, so we will have to update our page. Okay, so it should already look pretty darn impressive, but it does even more. So All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to share my screen, start with some basics, of course. Actually, before I go from seeing all of you, I know Peter definitely uses it because Peter's been with me for years. But Derek, Ken, and Nina, are you already using it? Have you started adding trusted connections? Derek, I think I saw you did.
Yeah,
Thanks.
I've added about 16,
Nice,
and I gave one golden
nice.
whatever. So I haven't done
Recommendation.
an introduction yet, but that'll get
Okay,
move me up to the next whatever
perfect.
bracket. So
Perfect. Good. So yeah, you could see that it's relatively easy to use, lots of things that you can click on, but every button that you hover over tells you what it can do. And a lot of it is just click forward, do the next step. It prompts you always to the next step. So it's kind of easier than it looks, is how I would say it. And God himself used to always say it takes about an hour to fall in love with it. So, all right. And Nina, you were saying?
I use it, but I don't like that it sends a message saying I just used it. I'm kind of trying to figure that out. I've added trusted things, but I haven't done anything else with it. And
Okay.
I'm still trying to understand,
Okay.
you know,
Fair. Yep.
yeah.
Fair. Glad you're here. Okay. Perfect. And Ken?
I have not used it yet.
Okay.
I have
Okay.
it installed. It pops up, but I don't really haven't played with it.
Okay, no problem, no problem. And of course, Peter is quite savvy with it. For probably close to 2 years, we were running what we called the 5-day referral challenge. And over 5 days, either I or one of my colleagues were teaching how to use it. I use it as my only referral tool, and I use it pretty much every single solitary day. So, yeah, like I love it. I obviously wish the glitches weren't there and look forward to when the glitches are gone. So, all right. So with that, I'm going to go into sharing my screen and I will navigate to my own page first. And if any of you let me just double check since we're a small group. Are you all connected on LinkedIn? Or do you guys want to all put your LinkedIn connection in the chat to make sure at least the four of you, because you're all connected to me, but I want to make sure you're all connected to each other as well. If you want to grab your LinkedIn link and put it in the chat and look around the room, and if you think you're not a first degree connection in LinkedIn yet, then please send a message and accept it on the other end. Okay. Everybody have that? Okay. All right, thank you. Okay, so in the interest of time, if we're watching my screen, please, again, you said you all have it installed, so it should be in your extensions here at the top right of your screen. And when the global nexus is closed, it's just as easy to open, click on the selling on the spot icon. That's how you open and close it. You can move it around the screen. Oh, no, it does. Yeah, there you go. So sometimes if it's in the way, because right now it's a bit blocking the LinkedIn screen, you can move it around. Okay. So kind of some basics here is to say that just know that I use the phrase, it's always working for you. So even when it's closed, it can or will have a message for you based on what page you are on LinkedIn. Okay, so if I open it now, then this is again, it's a bit of a new screen. So even I'm just learning to navigate the new screen, but they're not significant changes on the screen. So know that the bar here, of course, starts with the home screen, all right, the real-time updates from your community. When in doubt, I reset the dashboard to the home icon, okay? So you can see, and one of the most active parts that you can watch is the live community activity. So that's actually how I knew that Derek was already using it because his name came up. So right here too, like your connection, Derek, added Nina, right? So we can actually see who's actively using it and know that anytime we'll get to the match me section in a moment, know that beside most names, there should be a score out of 10, which is really, really, really critical for all of you to know, because for those of you that haven't yet entered what a perfect match for you is, we will do that today. but right now mine is set for me. So in this case, it says that Anthony Harrison is a 10 out of 10 match for what I'm currently looking for, because I can change it. And so in this example, Anthony's a co-founder, indicating strong entrepreneurial spirit and leadership. Again, it's explaining to you why this person would be somebody that I might want to reach out to. And remember that we are never doing cold outreach. We're looking at who could connect us to that person, because that warm introduction has a much better chance that we will get an appointment or whatever, our objective is, of course, with that person. Okay, so now that I've read that blurb about Anthony and I know he's a 10 out of 10 match for me, then I could be asking Deb, right, through one click of a button for an introduction. Okay, so it's not going cold to Anthony to say, hey, I'm Jane and why you should care, but asking Deb to give me a connection to Anthony, and Anthony will probably be interested because it came through Deb. Okay, and so anytime you see a different score other than 10, doesn't mean they aren't a fantastic person. It's just based on your settings for what you are looking for. Okay, so Greg in this case was a 7 out of 10, and if you read through it, especially when you get to the bottom, it says, however, there's no mention of him hosting a podcast workshop or having a community or mastermind, which limits his score. So it's giving you an indication of what I'm looking for. And he might be a good match, but he's not a great match. And unless you all have time for 100 appointments per week or per month, it makes sense to go to the 10 out of 10s first. All right, so just know that, again, everything is easy to navigate. If I scroll down here, you can see this screen shows 10 connections per page. I obviously could change it so I can scroll through more. And look, it is holding the last 34,301 bits of data in there if you actually wanted to scroll down there. Okay, so this is like a gold mine. Sometimes I look at this because this is who's actively using it. Okay. So beyond that, I'm going to jump over to the top right of our screen. So here is the trustometer. So if yours does not say premium, because you all have premium access through me, then please let me know in the chat. If yours does not say premium, it might say core. You should all have access. Yours should say premium. Okay, here under the colorful trustometer. And since we're a small group, maybe also just unmute. Let me know if anyone does not show premium.
It's premium for me.
Yep, okay. Good. Nina?
Hmm.
You're muted.
Sorry, it says I'm not a member. But
Yeah.
Member. Okay.
it says upgrade to premium. I mean, I'm on your free trial, but I'm going to stay and pay the monthly. So, yay.
No, but I gave you premium access, so that'll be, yeah. And Derek, did you say you don't either? Or say?
No, I do, but I know it took like 2 or 3 days for me before it upgraded.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. Okay, so yeah, two things there. So Nina, since yours doesn't, just know that everything is at the speed of Google. So it's out of my hands. It's not even in the hands of my most trusted. It's in the hands of Google. So I've done the update. It generally takes 24 to 48 hours. If it takes longer, I don't know why they're being slow. But Nina, if you don't have it by maybe Monday or Tuesday, please let me know.
Okay.
See what to do.
Yeah, because I've been using it since my first meeting with you, which was March 6th or something.
Oh,
5th.
Okay, interesting. Well, then the only other thing I'll mention is for all of you, if you know that little puzzle piece icon here at the top right of my screen, that's where extensions are. At any time, when I did open that pop-up, can you guys see it right now?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. If you need to, you can uninstall and reinstall, and it always saves your data. You lose nothing. It takes seconds to uninstall and reinstall. So Nina, that's a thought maybe for you just to do that. For some reason, premium might have just not taken effect. Okay, but you should all have the access. Sorry?
Is that uninstalling? Removing it from Chrome is uninstalling it?
You'd be uninstalling it as a Chrome extension and reinstalling it. And it gives you all the prompts. So you literally can do the whole thing.
Okay. Okay, I've uninstalled it. Okay, yeah. And can you put the link again so I can install it again?
Yeah. It should be on the screen as soon as you uninstalled it. Should have prompted you in another screen.
Nope, it let me uninstall it, no problem. And that was it.
Okay, hold on.
Yeah, same here. I installed it and because mine also said not a member.
Oh, interesting. Okay, so I gave it to you again. If you could please install from there.
And so when I go here, it's just a sales page.
Sales page.
Yeah.
The link I just put in the chat should go directly to the Chrome store and should have a blue button in the top right. Install, if you just uninstall.
Nope. I'll show you.
Yeah, please.
This is all I see.
Yeah, it still says I'm not a member after installing it.
This is all the
Oh, that
links
was the
sent
second link. No, sorry, Ken, that's the second link. The other link that I put in the chat, I shared again. /global nexus.
Yeah, that's the /global nexus link.
No, the other one was /global nexus premium.
Oh, okay, hold on. I must have clicked
It
the
shows
wrong.
premium features, but it's not the actual extension.
I only see one link at 8:16 a.m. Is there another link that you put in the chat?
Yeah, that should be the one, Global Nexus.
Okay,
When you
yeah,
click on that, it should take you to the Chrome store.
right. I did that.
I'm
Not a member. But
Getting that?
when I click that, it takes me back to that same sales page.
Okay, that's bizarre.
It's working for me. If I click on the selling on the spot circle, it takes me right to the install page.
Okay,
I'm also on a
Better.
Mac. I don't know if it changes anything.
Oh, okay.
I'm on a Mac.
Mac does change things, and I'm not on a Mac, so I can't generally walk through that.
I'm on a Mac and it's fine, Ken.
Okay.
Okay, this is a Friday the 13th thing then, because everybody has a different combination of things
Let me
going
put
on.
the link that I see on my
Yeah, that would be great.
Oops, no, not
Yeah,
that.
I
Okay.
don't know why.
Apparently it says I'm not a member, but if you click on that, it takes you to I linked my little comment that I was saying.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Did it
Wow,
take
we
you
got
to the
some
right place?
anomalies I don't know about. This is the first time. All right. Well, like I said, thank you for that, Nina. Let's see what we can fix today, like I said. All right, so moving forward, let me jump back to my LinkedIn. And then back to sharing my screen. All right, so what I had wanted to...
I have a question, Jane. I
Okay, go
couldn't
ahead.
see how you found that little blurb on people. Like on mine, it says Ken and Derek and all my people, but it doesn't have another person that it tells me to refer to. And then when I go to search or match, no, I'm not sure where to go. Where I saw that you had two names and then there were numbers and then you got a
Yeah.
box. Where is
Okay,
that?
so that was when I on the dashboard here, I had clicked on home.
Yeah.
And so this was the live community activity here at the bottom of this screen. I was showing live community activity.
Okay, so because I'm new, it doesn't have anything. Is that even though I
Perhaps,
have
yeah, it's just, or when in doubt, refresh your LinkedIn screen also. Like you could just close the Chrome extension. Everybody could refresh their LinkedIn screen. Again, sometimes it's just as simple as that. Otherwise, you guys are bringing some new anomalies to me today. So, all right. So if I may, I'm just going to move forward for today, just to give you all a bit of an overview. So regardless, yeah, hopefully by next week, everybody has premium working for them. And I wanted to show on the Trustometer that if you haven't used it before, or you've barely been using it, you're going to be in this blue newbie section. And regardless of what section you're in, here at the bottom right is for each of you, based on whatever level you're at, is telling you how to move up the Trustometer. Because the Trustometer is public to the 76,000 people using this, right? So it's a good motivator to not stay as newbie. Not that, not that it wouldn't be intended. If somebody was a newbie, it just shows me that they're using it less. Doesn't mean you're not using LinkedIn actively. You're just using this less. Okay. So for some of you, like the introductions here, you can see how much I've been using it. I've given 218 introductions through this tool and requested 193 time I've been using it. Okay, or your numbers might be 0 right now, and that's fine. But the second number, like mine was out of 30, your second number is probably 5 if you haven't used it before, right? So it shows that you need to complete 5 as one of the criteria on this screen for you to move up each level in the trustometer. Does that make sense, everybody? Okay, so this is always going to update and be based on however active you have been. Okay. So especially when I'm new, that's why I suggest that you use that. Okay. Now, again, I don't want to go too deeply into each of the feature. We don't even have time to go into every feature in an hour because, like I said, it does a tremendous amount. But next in the dashboard, just to go across the dashboard for sure today, then the second one is the search criteria. Okay. Let me see if, yeah, so if you click on this to the right, you can see how many different ways you can filter. So by name, job title, company, city, industry, connection type, that sort of thing. So again, the more you use it, this will get more familiar and you might want to do different searches. So for example, after the marketers cruise in January, I went to San Francisco. Well, weeks before going to San Francisco, I use this to see, okay, who am I already connected to that I could have an in-person meeting with, right? I could schedule by reaching out to them. And again, this is just my example because I do choose to travel and I like the idea of being able to meet in person, right? So that's one example. But of course, you can use it to search certain industries and search however you choose to. And then here, kind of more top left of the screen, you can also search if they are a first degree connection to you already, or a second degree, meaning through somebody, or the entire network. Okay, so maybe let's leave that as a bit of like a homework assignment to start using it, right? And trying to kind of sample it so that you're getting more familiar with all the functions. Okay, but for today, what I definitely would like to achieve, the third, if you just saw the third icon here is the match me. And this one is critically important to set because that's how you get people scored out of 10 on matches. Okay, so on the dashboard, the third one is match me. It says let our AI match you with great people. So if you're watching my screen, as soon as I clicked on that, we have a few options here. So number one, it says people I would like to meet should be located in and leave blank if worldwide. Okay, so I've left mine blank. I am interested in meeting people from anywhere, but if you work with Americans only, Canadians only, that sort of thing, then that's where you're going to put that in there. Okay, and that's mostly based on countries, and you can see to the right, it shows maximum 300 characters. So use it however it suits you for your business. Okay, everybody with me? And then the second one is people I would like to meet should not be located in. Without getting into politics or anything else, because I don't touch those topics, that might be a reason. I hope, whatever, to each his own. But I find most people, if anything, it's because they want to find as many English-speaking people. So you might choose to exclude some countries. Again, that's up to you. I clearly have not chosen to exclude any. Okay, and
Do we
again, Max.
country by country, or can we just do like regions like South America?
This section, unless they've changed it, this section has been country by country. Yeah. And so the third part is the most important part, and we'll spend some time on it. And there's two different parts, and kind of like an extra for experts. So number 3 is the most important part, which we're going to work on right now. So people I would like to meet should be like this. So, and I'll copy and paste mine. I'll put it in the chat in a moment so that you can use mine as perhaps to help fill yours in. But this is what I have mine set for currently. One of the many, many benefits of premium is you can change it as often as you want. So if you feel like doing a different search later, or if you have two main avatars, or some of you might have two businesses, that sort of thing, then you could change it back and forth. So regardless, mine currently says entrepreneurs, business owners, sales professionals, CEOs, founders, leaders, innovators, influencers, speakers, trainers, coaches that have a podcast, host workshops, webinars, and other events online. So what I really want you to get from all of that is those are mostly those are common terminology, right? Coaches, trainers, speakers. That's how we identify on LinkedIn. So don't use kind of maybe your own industry jargon. If you have any, keep it simple because it's based on what people put in LinkedIn. Okay. So I did put it in the chat in case you want to copy and paste and use some of it for yourselves. And I'll give you a couple of minutes for each of you to fill something in and ask questions too. And then the second portion to that, I'll teach in a moment. So right now we're just on listing the career names, titles. And so for each of you, whatever you put in there could obviously be different than mine, different from each other. You could put less in it for now if you want to at least get started. Everybody adding a few for now? Okay. And again, for mine, I added titles, but also the part, like I said, it says that host workshops, webinars, right? Just in case they used a different title, but the word workshops could find them, you know, that sort of thing. Because the AI, of course, is scrubbing LinkedIn.
Jane, if I added to my blurb in that box, if I added at the end, men and women entrepreneurs between 30 and 65 who are struggling with authenticity and tech, could that cause my 10 out of 10s to go to show up, or my contacts to show up more with a 7 or an 8 out of 10 by having
Great
put that
question.
in?
Okay, great question. Okay, did everybody hear the question? Everybody with me? Okay, so first of all, can you all just kind of conclude putting at least something in there and just pause, right? So at least you have a few titles in there. Peter, let me answer it by going to the next part first. Okay, so if you saw in the chat, the second portion of mine says score them a 10 if they also have a group, community, network, or mastermind. So this is the second part for you to each think about, what is a 10? Because if somebody's a CEO, I don't want every single solitary CEO in LinkedIn to come up as a 10 out of 10 match just on one word, right? So it's a second way to now kind of find who the 10 out of 10 matches are. Because personally, I'm looking for group leaders, right? They have a group, they have a community, they have a network, they have a mastermind. Because if I can joint venture with them or collaborate with them, and possibly I have access to their community. But a 10 out of 10 for each of you is going to be different. Again, yours might be similar to mine, but not necessarily Derek, Peter, or Nina. Assuming that, but okay. So if we go back to Peter's comment, so Peter, I personally would not use terminology like men and women because I don't know what percentage you might lose. Again, not touching that topic. And also, generally, that's the entire database. Right? Ken, sorry, what did you say?
So that's everybody. I'm
Yeah,
looking for
exactly. Yeah,
men and women.
yeah,
Well,
yeah. Like chances are there aren't children there.
yeah.
So we're assuming they're adults and they're quote men and women, right? So I don't think that needs to be in there. So what was the second part of your sentence, Peter? If you can unmute.
So I'm entering in the chat box exactly what I put
So after
in
men
my
and women.
blurb. And I already had, prior to what I expressed to you
Mhm.
about the men and women between 30 and 60, I already had, because I've been trained by you before, I already had score them a 10 if they offer podcasts, run
Yeah, yeah,
communities, masterminds, blah, blah, blah. So I
perfect.
removed men and women,
Yeah,
but I still kept who are struggling. So I put entrepreneurs between 30 and 65 struggling with authenticity. And one might counter the score them with a 10. So if I put that, I might be limiting the amount of people that'll
yeah.
be scored with a 10,
Okay,
right?
I'm trying to see if you put this in twice or is it this long?
Uh,
Is that in twice?
It looked like it
Okay,
was
yeah,
because
okay,
you got
this
the
was
storage
10.
with
Yeah, it is.
I'm sorry.
Okay, I was
I
about
don't
to
know
say that's
why.
way too long.
No,
Okay.
no, I
And I
don't know.
realized it repeated.
Let me get rid of it. Let me get
Okay,
rid
no
of.
worries. Okay, please let me respond. Okay, so if everybody's looking at Peter's in the chat, okay, and yeah, so essentially half of it. Okay, so he starts with entrepreneurs, business owners, sales professionals, CEOs, AI innovators, network marketers, influencers, speakers, trainers, coaches, and writers. Okay, I like that part. It's clear. So the second portion for everyone to do is a score them a 10 if statement. Okay, and in a moment, Peter, I'll tell you why I feel yours is too long, or at least needs a change here. So his is score them a 10 if they offer podcasts, run communities, masterminds, or business networking groups, or organize events. That part's good. It's clear. It's the third sentence in your case, Peter, that I think is not needed to be there, or at least not where you put it. We are ending with the score them a 10 if statement.
Okay, got
Okay.
it.
So men and women, I don't feel needs to be in there at all. Entrepreneurs was already said at the very beginning. Okay, so for all of you, let me address his part about between the ages of 30 and 65. Yes, the LinkedIn, based on people's posts, the AI can sort of pick up on that, but the AI is mostly scrubbing people's profiles. Generally, we don't put our age on our profile. So
Okay.
chances are it's not going to pick it up. Okay. Now we will test this in a moment and I'll explain what I mean by test in a moment. Otherwise, Peter's statement says who are struggling with authenticity in tech. When in doubt, I would say, yes, include that. Because if the AI finds it, then it's going to work for you. So the only difference, Peter, is I would just keep the first portion that ends with coaches and writers and just put another comma. Like nobody needs to write in sentence format, just commas and just points to the AI is enough. So after coaches and writers, Peter, you could put comma, struggling with authenticity and tech. Okay, those are two very different things, but that's fine. Leave it there. And then I would put your score them a 10 if they statement, leaving exactly how it is. So you're just kind of changing the wording a bit, Peter. Okay, let me jump to Nina. Is it getting its info from what people are posting? Yeah, are people going to be posting that they are struggling? Exactly, good point. That's why I said we'll test this in a moment because they're probably not saying that. Okay, manufacturing leaders, industrial leaders looking for growth, process, or support with their business. Good, good. Okay, and again, we'll test that in a moment. Nina, who host in-person classes. Okay. Score them a 10 if they also have a group, community, network, or mastermind, only posting static posts and not videos. Oh, that's an interesting choice. Again, for everybody, I suggest that the score them a 10 if statement is the last thing. So Nina, just move that little part. Okay. Yep, Peter, better. Okay. Okay, everybody good? Everybody has something in there? Derek, you already had something filled in?
Yep.
Okay, awesome. Awesome. So what I'm going to do, let me go back to sharing my screen so I can explain what I meant by test. First, I'll go back to mine. So you saw mine. Down here, bottom left, you do not need to tick it at this point unless you actually, Peter does because you just updated yours. So this says tick this box to reset all your scores and start over. So Peter, you changed yours. You want to tick that box and then click update. Whereas for any of you that fill this in for the very first time, you're just clicking update. But the reason I wanted to point that out for everybody is because, like I said, well, a few of your premium is not working, but when premium is working for all of you, you could change this at any time. Okay, meaning I could change this right now if I really felt like it. And I'm actually going to. Coaches. Actually, I'm gonna, yeah. Every once in a while, I change mine to test my own. Okay, so I changed it a little bit. So I'm ticking the box and I'm clicking update.
Is it normal that it takes a while to update? I guess it's because it's see you, it updated immediately. Me, it's still got the green thing turning.
Do you have a zillion things open on your computer right now?
A zillion.
Well, browsers or whatever, or I have way more open on my screen right now than I normally do. I don't normally have maybe more than 5 things, but
No, I only have one browser open with about
okay.
10.
But that would be because mine was fast, which means it is working fast currently. Zoom seems to be working fine. LinkedIn seems to be working fine. So that makes me think, Peter, it's something on your end that I can't troubleshoot. Okay, just so you know. Okay, so everybody please refresh your LinkedIn screen because remember, that's our go-to. When in doubt, refresh. So refresh your LinkedIn screen and then open the Chrome extension again. And mine's being a bit slower just because we're on Zoom, but it's there. So, and you see mine loaded fine. Okay, so remember how I said we could test. So you saw that I changed mine slightly, but I didn't change it dramatically. So my scores will probably not be dramatically different.
In my match me, I lost everything in that box except for one sentence where it says our innovative AI feature matches, and it's got the tick box, but it's unticked. It's got the update button and the I'll do, but I lost everything else that I had.
Okay, we have it in the chat. We have it in the chat. So please copy and paste it, put it back in, click the tick box again.
I don't have the box to put it in. When I open up the selling on the spot thing,
box number 3.
I don't know. You don't understand. When I open up the selling on the spot red circle from the right side of my screen after refreshing my LinkedIn, all I get is do you want me to show you? Let me show you.
Yeah, I was gonna say, but it's everybody else's is working, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Well,
that's why I'm trying to figure out, like, why Peter, you're working.
This is what I have. So what I did is I refreshed my LinkedIn. I'm going to do it again.
Yeah.
And then once it was refreshed, I reopened this box.
Yeah.
Okay, now I see. Now I see everything that's in there, and I can go to match and verify that everything is there.
Okay, we're good. We're good. Okay.
Well, it was a white box before. Yeah.
When in doubt, give it 5 more seconds. Give it 30 seconds, right? It's like things like I said, 90-something% of everything is working, right? So let's just kind of when in doubt, send good juju to our computers, I suppose. That's going to be my answer. It's my tech answer for the day. Okay, so what I wanted to show you all was, remember when we were here earlier, this was example, Deb could introduce me to Anthony, who's at a 10 out of 10. Now, I didn't change what was set as my match me dramatically, so he still comes up as a 10, right? But just hypothetically, if I rewrote it completely, Anthony might no longer be a match. That's kind of my example of testing. because based on what you each put in there, the people that now on your screen will come up as a 10 out of 10 should be accurate. And Ken, for example, yours was quite specific. You might have less people that are a 10 out of 10 match.
Where do I find the matches?
Well, right now we're just on the homepage on the dashboard and scrolling down on this live community activity section.
Yep.
And I just scrolled down to see the recent activity out of the 76,000 people that are using it, because this is showing in real time. Like these were just happening this morning. Because sometimes I go here and I'm like, oh, this person's on LinkedIn right now. I'm going to ask that person for that contact right now. Right. But again, you could scroll down to the bottom, change it so that you're not just seeing the latest 10, but you're going to the latest 50, that sort of thing. But you could also use the search, the second icon, and start filling things in there. Okay. And it's going to give you the results as well. Okay. Now for all of you, again, right now, it doesn't matter which screen I'm on. I'm on the search screen, but what I want you to see is here, sometimes if you see a score that is not scoring out of 10, it's a question mark out of 10, then you click on the arrow and it should only take a few seconds. Yes, see how quickly that was done. So now it's showing that Susan is a 7 out of 10 for me, and again, tells me why. So the reason it wasn't populated is because every time you change the screen, it does not instantly populate 76,000 people. Please do not expect it to do that. All you had to do, though, is click on that one little arrow on the person that you're curious about. Okay, so just know that. Okay, but it did do my entire screen, my 10 out of 10 people that are on my screen currently with that one click. Now I can see, Olga's an 8, Neha is a 10, and why. Okay. So you can see in my case, mine was quite broad on how many different types of people I'm looking for. But again, mine said a 10 out of 10 if they have a mastermind, a community, that sort of thing. So that's where you get to be specific to really target. But I also want to make the point of you're targeting not just who your ultimate buyer is, but it could be who could connect you to your ultimate buyer. Okay. So kind of think broader than that. Okay. Otherwise, for today, again, I want you to look at just icons. So I'm still on the search page. There's always icons that are working for you, right? If I wanted to introduce Neha to somebody, I click on introduce. Right? If I want to look at contact details that I've put in there, if I wanted to delete her or view her profile. Okay, so everything's clickable. Don't be afraid to click on something and use it. So what I'm going to do next, though, okay, this is an example of a bit of a glitch because this bar should only be here once on my screen, and for whatever reason is twice and just silly looking and not even accurate. Pretend just this one is here, okay? This is the accurate one. Again, things are always there to serve you. So this one is called Golden Recommendations. And yes, I proudly have received 72. And by the way, I should ask the 4 of you or 3 of you. Peter's already given me one. I would happily accept Golden Recommendations from the other 3 of you. But at any time, if somebody's given you a golden recommendation on your own page, you can see it. And again, we can see each other's. I'll show that in a moment, right? So that's kind of like our highest level of accolade within this Chrome extension. So you want to be receiving golden recommendations. Generally, I don't ask for them. I mean, it's when I've trained something, like now, I was kind of playfully, but authentically saying, hey, I will accept them from you guys. But it's not, I don't chase my clients for them. Generally, people authentically choose to give me them, right? So that's something that you would accumulate over time. Okay, again, I'm not going to go deeply into everything, but when you highlight over things, it tells you what you can read. And this one, it's about people's personalities, view trusted connections, and ask the AI to even help you write a message to somebody. Okay, now that was me looking at the options on my own screen. If I go over right now instead to Derek's, whoa, and this is glitchy because again, it should be here once, not 4 times on my screen. And again, the bottom one is the accurate one. Okay, so in Derek's case, it shows me why Derek is an 8 out of 10 match. Again, he's a member, so clearly he's not a bad match, but yeah, just, oh, let me scroll this way. So at the bottom, it says, there's no explicit mention of a community or mastermind group. His role as director of community expansion, right, implies involvement in a community. So that's why it scored you less than a 10. But again, it really is proving an 8 out of 10. Of course, it's still a great match for me, right? He just didn't hit every single criteria. Okay, so you can see so far he has a golden recommendation. It came in from Sue. And by the way, yes, I'll give those of you who haven't given one yet. I choose to give one today, so I will. Again, still on Derek's screen. If I want to introduce him to one of my trusted connections, it's as simple as navigating through this icon next. I'll come back to that in a moment. And the other new icon that popped up on his compared to mine is this blue one. And that's how to add more tagging and how to actually give the golden recommendation. So I'll do that one right now so that you guys can see that. So I'm on Derek's. All I did was click on the blue one to give him a golden recommendation. Right now it's populating this section here, which has all sorts of different tags pre-populated for you, but you can all create your own. Okay, so like in the past, I've already created a selling on the spot member one, so I can click on that and it automatically gave him that tag. You see that here? But at the same time, golden recommendation is one of the pre-populated ones. So I can click on golden recommendation and it says you're about to make a golden recommendation that will bring Derek so much joy. This is a special honor and your name will be associated with it. Are you ready to make a difference? I click yes. So remember now it has 1, but we would have to refresh the screen before we would see that it took effect. But it even sends an outgoing message. So if Derek hadn't been on his own page to know that, right? And you can edit whatever you want. I just took my last name off and I can click send, and that's a real message in LinkedIn that just went to Derek. And if I refresh my screen, still on Derek's page, you're going to see as it loads that he now has 2. And okay, and at any time, any of us that use a Chrome extension can see whom he got them from. Okay, so everything's done in real time. I know I'm throwing a lot at you. I'm going to throw a little bit more. So remember how I said even when the Chrome extension is closed to the side, which it is, because we're just looking at LinkedIn right now, it's working for you. I've already added him as a trusted contact. So instead of being in red, it's now in green and it highlights he's trusted versus untrusted. It would have said untrusted if I hadn't added him yet. Some of the icons are here as well, so it makes it easy to use. I can see what other groups he's part of. So he has the My Most Trusted kind of parent version, as well as ours, the Selling on the Spot Global Nexus. I can see that he's added 16 connections, right? So it's working for me. I can already see some of that data without having to go any further. Okay. So let me jump back to, because I want to make sure everybody has basics. In LinkedIn, if you all click on your own, you could click on your own screen. I hope you all are familiar enough with, it'll say if you have 500 plus connections or however many you have on your own page, right? It'll show how many connections you have. You can either click there or through My Network at the top here on LinkedIn to see how many connections you have. And this might be glitchy, and actually I'm on Derek's page, not mine, so it's not going to, well, I need to navigate to my own page to actually demo this, but I'm just going along for now. But the point is, you can see who you're connected to or not connected to. Okay, and on yours, again, because my own page is going to look different to me, yours is going to look different to you. You might have some more icons here. Okay, on yours, in which case it's working for you. And presuming it works, then you click on it and it helps you do even more tasks. Okay, so I'm going to jump back to mine. And this is an example I want to show. And this has been glitchy, so I'm going to cross my fingers, but I'm not convinced it's fixed. I'm just trying to
Refresh.
Yeah, I saw a couple days ago, if I were looking at my network, there was a way to add people in this list.
Yeah. Okay, perfect.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so
And
I
yeah,
saw
and
that a
I'm just
couple days ago. Yeah.
okay, perfect. Yeah, I'm just trying to see if it's just taking a few seconds to load or if it's just not fixed. Okay, regardless. Okay, so yes, sometimes there'll be more icons and you could just click on them and it's that easy. And then to add them as a trusted connection. So currently I'm on the screen in LinkedIn of who is my first degree connection in LinkedIn. That doesn't mean I've added them as a trusted connection in the global Nexus yet. And that's what I wanted to make sure you guys all captured. So that button's not here right now, but if I go to Agnes's page, I don't remember if I've added her yet. So again, she's a first degree connection in LinkedIn. Okay, yes, perfect, exact example. See how the Chrome extension is closed to the side, it's still in red and it's showing me that she's untrusted by me, which only means I haven't added her to my trusted connection. So this icon here with the person with the plus is how you add them as a trusted connection. So what we want to do over time is start adding as many as you can for the sake of growing your database and growing the entire database for the organization, right? That's why we have 76,000. Okay, everybody's constantly adding some. So our criteria, I'll show you by clicking on it to add Agnes. A trusted connection is someone you have met either virtually or in person. While you don't necessarily have to entrust them with the lives of your children, that's Scott's humor that he writes in there, it's essential to be acquainted well enough to confidently introduce them to others in your network. Okay, so make sure that you know that's the criteria, because the whole point is we don't want to add fake profiles, bots, spammers. Okay, so we're adding people that we met. She came to an event recently. I know she's human. I know she's lovely. I can add her. I personally, 100% of the time, use the option of business networking as a tag. It works for me. It's pre-populated. Anytime I add somebody, I just put them straight into business networking and then click, yes, I trust the person. So it really is that simple. It can be like, I'll finish going to a marketplace event, met you some new people. First, I add them as a first degree contact. They have to accept it. And because I met them in the marketplace, I know they're human. I choose to then add them as a trusted connection. I add the business networking tag and add, yes, I trust the person. It's as simple as that. Okay. Sorry, did somebody ask me something there?
Yeah, to add a tag, I wanted to identify like college buddies.
Yep.
Do you just add it as a tag and hit enter
Perfect.
and it?
Yep.
Okay.
Perfect. So I just so you can see I haven't refreshed my screen yet, so it still shows her as untrusted. So I wanted to make sure you guys realize that there's sometimes you still need to refresh the screen for it to take effect. Let's give it a few seconds. Hopefully it worked. Don't be a bad example. Is it just being slow? It's being slow. Darn.
And while it's waiting, if I add a tag that's personal, is it visible to others?
Great question. No, that's to you.
Okay.
Yep. Okay, now it seems to be loading better. There we go. Okay. Yeah, it didn't take effect. That's interesting. Okay, so there's a little bit of a glitch there. Let me, because yeah, I did add it. Business networking. Yes, I trust the person. I mean, it literally should be that fast. I trust the person. Okay. Let me refresh my screen. Let's all cross our fingers. It normally works. And it normally would send an outgoing message, in this case from me to Agnes, to tell her that I added her as a trusted connection. Okay, because it's meant to be like a nice gesture. Because somebody that's not familiar with it would read it and say, hey, what's that? And hey, that's cool. Jane added me as a trusted connection. At least it sounds positive. And of course, it can start a conversation. So unfortunately, in real time, I couldn't demo it working, but normally it populates something, and like any message, you can edit it. So if it sounds more like me and not like you, of course you can change it. It does include the link for somebody to be able to install it for themselves, right? Because obviously we're encouraging more people to use it, and that grows the database. Okay. So again, I try to give you, those are the basics. Those really are the basics. It does so much more when you're ready for it. So know that the number one task is to start adding trusted connections that must be a first degree connection in LinkedIn first. Okay. I'll jump back just for a second to remind you guys that when in doubt, click on the icons. The yellow hands, as I like to call them, or the cut, it's meant to be like a golden handshake, okay, is the next important one, because in this case, okay, okay, so that's interesting. So now it's only half glitchy because it still shows her as untrusted, but now the icon to introduce her to somebody came up, which actually shows it is working, because that shows I've added her as a trusted connection. You can only introduce people to another trusted connection. Okay, so make sure you get that too. So you can't have somebody you've added to trusted and a stranger and try and connect them, right? You have to have added them. So over time, I've added 800 some odd trusted connections personally, and that's with whom I'm working with. So adding somebody then to introduce them is as simple as adding or clicking on that golden hand icon, and again, following the prompts. Is everybody good if we spend like 2 to 5 more minutes here? No?
I actually I have
Yeah,
something.
no, okay. I just
so.
wanted to just show you that. All I clicked was the golden hands, in which case, all you have to do here is fill in this one sentence. Otherwise, the AI does everything else for you. Okay. And the one sentence says, the reason I think you two should meet is, because again, we care about this being authentic. Why are you, the human, connecting this human to that human, right? We don't want AI doing everything. So please always, always, always fill in that one sentence. The AI will do absolutely everything for you. So for simplicity, oftentimes I say, because I think the two of you would make could make a great collaboration, right? So it could be as simple as that. It doesn't have to be big, long, and elaborate, but something to show that you personalized it. Please, 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 when you also get into asking for introductions from other people, from me or otherwise, do not say, because they are my best target market. That just means you want to sell them something. I'm not handing you any and every introduction because you want to sell them. Ultimately, yes, we want to drive sales, but personalize any interaction in here, please. All right. I'll leave you with that. It does way more. There are get help buttons in there. When in doubt, click on get help. There are populated videos from Scott in there.
I've seen some of the videos. They're pretty good.
Perfect. I'm waiting till the glitches are gone, and then I'm reshooting videos for all of you. But I just need it all working first. We're 2 days into the new version, so I'm not ready to reshoot videos. All right.
It's exciting. It's exciting, all the new features that are coming out. I love it.
It's crazy advanced. It's crazy advanced. So yeah.
Right.
Okay. Thank you all. I appreciate you all. Have a great weekend as well. Take care. Bye-bye.